Hello, my name is Daniel Whipple, and my background as far as this project goes and what my focus will be on is in primarily youth ministry and camping ministry. I've I grew up in different youth groups, and then I've interned at two different churches' youth groups, primarily with high school students. And then I've also worked at a camp with junior high and high school students up in Central California called Hume Lake. So a lot of my experience and background is with youth ministry, particularly with the 14 to 18-year-old range. And I really enjoy it, and I really think that it's a really cool time of life when kids are starting to form their own identities and start thinking about what they want to do with their lives, if they're going to go to college, if they're not going to go to college, where they want to go to college, what they want to study, what they want to do. It's when they first start asking those questions and start figuring out what they hope the trajectory of their life will be. And I think that youth group, youth pastors, and youth camps are a really, or can be a really important aspect in helping them form those identities and figure out what their trajectory will be. And so, my vision for a ministry is that the church I currently attend does not actually have a youth group. They have a children's ministry for ages like 6, 7, and 8. But I think the oldest kid at our church right now is about 8 years old. So that's a very different phase of life from a junior in high school. However, my church, its goal is to eventually start and run a high school group. And so my vision for that group would be to create a group that helps kids, that really prepares them for their next phase of life. Youth groups are very cyclical. Every 4 years you have an entirely new group of students. And so I think a big goal of the group should be to help prepare the kids for the adult world, whether that be college or straight into the workforce. I've seen a lot of youth groups kind of fail in this area where a lot of their teaching is just teaching. One group I worked at, all of their teaching was focused on just biblical stories, just gain biblical knowledge, and then they didn't make that transition into the real world. How do we apply it to today's events and today's context? Um, and then another group that I worked at only taught sort of morals and biblical principles, but didn't teach how to apply those principles again in the real world, or even where those principles and morals came from within the Bible. And what I think Dr. King did a really great job at, particularly I'm thinking of his speech against the Vietnam War, is that he knows the Bible and he taught the Bible very well. And from his understanding of Jesus and his understanding of the Bible and Jesus' mission and ministry, he applied those principles into speaking against the Vietnam War. He took those principles and what he learned from the Bible and Jesus and then brought them very tangibly into his context of that day. And so that would be my vision if I were to start a youth group or if I were to join a high school group, is how do we create sort of a curriculum over the course of 4 years, or maybe more of a 2 year cycle of a curriculum accounting for kids coming in and leaving, that helps kids and students learn the Bible, learn the biblical story and the biblical narrative, but then apply it to what's going on today. Helps them, seniors in high school are voting age. Seniors could join the military or will be going to college. So how do they apply what they learn from the Bible and Sunday morning teaching and then bring it to real world today so that when they go to college, they can engage in political discourse or engage in grassroots community organization? And that would be my vision for a youth group, one that empowers and enables kids to take the ethics and that they learn from the Bible and apply it and know how to use it in their life when they're no longer a part of a youth group.